Welcome to Module 12. In this module, we'll be looking at fostering online learning with educational websites and apps. And the focus for your assignments this week is to complete a web quest. So let's get into the module pages so that we can review those quickly together. In Module 12, the overview will describe for you your learning goals based on Chapter 6. And then it will also give you a little reminder here about using Delicious. And I know earlier in the year when we had issues with Delicious, some of you may have used one of the other social bookmarking accounts, which is fine. But whichever ones you're using, just make sure that you have gone ahead and added and bookmarked websites to that so that you will be prepared for the upcoming final project, which will include that. Just so you know, there is an optional digital blog post this time. It is not required. I do need to correct that in this writing here. And the main focus is going to be on WebQuest. Much of the information about how to do a web quest is back in last week's module, Module 11, on the pages What is a web quest and how do you create one. And in this module, we'll be looking at one additional page of information. And this one is just going to remind you of the kinds of things that you'll want to make sure that you do when you set up your web quest. So, but definitely go back and look at the Module 11 ones if you haven't studied those yet, because that will provide you with the information that you need to be successful. And as always, there is a page for multimedia, not required, but optional. You do want to read Chapter 6, but you don't need to submit a blog post unless it's by choice. And then submitting the web quest this week. So your digital blog post and your web quest assignment, which will be due on Sunday, November 13th. Now, one of the issues that I just want to highlight for you here, and as always, it's a good idea to look at what's required for the grading rubric. So the structure of a web quest is very clear. It needs to have an introduction, a task, a process, evaluation, a conclusion. It also needs to have a teacher web page. And there is an additional way you can earn points for this project, which is a total of 50 points. A web quest needs to be something that students will do. So you need to address students in your web quest. It's not a lesson plan for another teacher or for you. It is something that students will be actively engaged in. And it is based on inquiry learning. So if you have not got a good handle on that, make sure that you go back and review what inquiry-based learning is, because that is an important criteria for developing your web quest. So that is the end of this module. And in order to do the web quest well, hopefully you've already started that process. But if you have any questions, please be sure and let me know. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.